Hello everybody, this is Roxana with Garden of Herbs, and today I just wanted to come on and do a teaching. I have posted a picture and said that I was going to do a video today, an upcoming video about 3 herbs: echinacea, mullein, and peppermint. Some of you might not have seen it. I just posted it yesterday. But basically what we're going to talk about, even though it's the middle of the summer, it's July, we're going to be getting prepared for winter. And I'm calling this teaching Master the Storms. Because although we're doing really well right now and we are having fun, a lot of us are going on vacations, a lot of us are feeling great. Some of us are doing better than others. Some of us might not be doing better than others, but most of us, I think, for the most part, just celebrating 4th of July. We're out there going to places that we haven't been. Last year, you know, a lot of us are doing quite great. We're seeing family. We're doing good. But I believe that, you know, if we're believers, we're reading our Bible, we know that we are always to be prepared and, you know, get ready, because you never know, even though we're having a good time, you have to be prepared for the storm that might be around the corner. So that's kind of what this is in reference to. The 3 herbs, I'm not a doctor. Let me just preface that real quick. I am an herbalist, and in all my studies and everything that I talk about, I always try to do my own research. So I ask you to do your own research. What I'm going to talk about today, I ask you to do your own research based upon what I'm talking about. And I think it's just very wise for all of us to do our own research, you know, and I stay away from the doctor as much as possible. I try to do all my own research, although I work with a doctor and I talk to him, and he sometimes will say, you know, you're correct, but let's tweak it here and there, and usually that works out. And of course I work with a natural doctor, but he's very workable. I mean, he helps me with herbs and natural medicine. So I'm just doing this teaching, and I hope that it blesses you. I hope it edifies you. And so without further ado, I'm going to dive into my teaching, and I hope you enjoy it. I hope it blesses you. And so it's called Master the Storm. It's a blend. It's a tincture. It's an herbal blend, and it's going to help us get through this next season that we're coming into, which will be cold and cough flu season, however you want to call it. It's to help us to get prepared. The 3 herbs are echinacea, like I said, mullein, and peppermint. I prepare this. I get it ready. And mullein is a, and when I talk about each one of these herbs, I'm just going to be hitting some highlights about these herbs. If you study them, you're going to find out a whole lot more about what each herb, they're just powerhouses is what I call them, because they're very wonderful herbs. Mullein is an antiviral, and it's an anti-inflammatory. It's an antibiotic. It's a natural antibiotic. And in the year 2000, it was the most sought after herb in the year 2000. They did a like a little study, the botanical world, and they said this was the most bought herb in the year 2000, because people were finding out that, you know, being an antiviral and an antibiotic herb naturally, people were just buying it like crazy, because they found out, you know, herbalists were recommending this herb We know why. But that people were just buying it. They were drinking tea. You can drink this as a tea. You can make a tincture out of it, and you can make salve out of it. You can do a lot of things out of mullein. And I mean, you can get a 1 pound bag and it can last you a long time, and it's not incredibly expensive either. You also want to make sure it's organic, but mullein is a great herb to have. So it destroys and prevents the growth of bacteria. If you make it in a tincture form, you can you can make it as an essential oil, and it also has great properties. It repairs the lung tissue if you've been exposed to a bad work environment, or if you were a smoker or had some sort of secondhand smoke. Anything that has to do with like asthma, or anything that has to do with lung damage or lung issues, like say you just had some really bad lung problems over the years. I know a lot of children that have had breathing problems. So the number one way, like if you're bronchitis or anything that has to do with breathing issues, lung problems, just mullein tea will help immensely. You can mix all kinds of things like lemon and just drink it really hot, put honey with it, and make sure you strain it really good. And it repairs all the lining in the back of the throat and then down in the lungs, and it opens up your airways. Mix it with peppermint. Peppermint is the next thing on my list. Peppermint keeps you from bloating. It's an antacid. It's an aromatic. Peppermint has an essential oil in it already, so you don't need to add an extra essential oil unless it's just something that you want to do, because peppermint by itself, grown organically, is it's a powerhouse in itself. It's good for the stomach and the digestion. If you mix it with mullein, it's going to be very tasty. And so it helps with fever when you're sick, and it helps with headaches. Sometimes when we get kind of sick, we don't feel very good, and we might run a low-grade fever or just a little bit of a fever. And you might have aches and pains in the body, and you might just kind of not feel good. Your stomach, you may not be real hungry, so it kind of helps settle the stomach a little bit. And if you make a tincture with it, it's really good as a tincture. It makes that taste a little bit better. And anytime you put a little bit of alcohol, with it, it doesn't make it, taste really bad. It makes it taste a little bit more pleasing. And then you're going to put the tincture underneath the tongue, so it's not going to be really bad. And another one that I really wanted to talk about that really makes it a powerhouse. I very first made my first tincture with just mullein, and I kind of didn't understand the combination herbs, and mullein was fine. I mean, it was not like a bad thing or anything, and it did get us well. But after I started learning the different properties for each one of these herbs, the next one that I added in was echinacea. And echinacea is a antiseptic, which is, it goes in and it kind of cleans the whole body. It takes all the mucus from all the foods that we eat sometimes, like dairy and other things that we're really probably not supposed to eat. The same thing with mullein. Mullein goes in and just purges the body, takes everything out of the lymph nodes, out of the whole body, and just purges, cleans it, just like cleans the whole body. And the same thing with echinacea. It just goes in the bowel system. It goes in through the urinary tract system. I mean, it just eliminates all the excess fluid. It cleanses. And if you have a discharge coming from your nose, it's going to dry that up, clean that up. And it's just going to purge the body and just take everything. And if you're a woman and I'm sorry if you have a hard time with me saying this, but it's going to take a discharge from the woman, and you're going to see it in the lining of your panties. Because what it's doing, a lot of times when we take stuff over the counter, it's going to dry you up and keep it inside the body, which can make you toxic. This is going to pull it out, and it's going to just drain you and push it out of your body. So it's taking it, you're going to see a discharge in your underwear, you're going to see a discharge through your nose. It's going to just like go push it out of the body. That's what I mean by purge. It's going to push it out of the body to where you're not keeping it inside your body. It's going to push it out of your body, which that's where you want. You want everything out of your body. It's going to clean your body. It's going to discharge it out of your body. It's going to push everything out to where you're going to feel cleansed, detoxified, but at the same time, it's going to escape out of your urine. It's going to escape out of your your private parts. It's going to escape. It's going to leave your body to where there's nothing toxic inside your body. And so it's going to get rid of your cough. It's going to get rid of your flus, your colds. It's going to just, your lungs are going to be cleaned out. You're just going to, so the echinacea, the mullein, it's an antiviral, it's an anti-inflammatory, it's an antibiotic, both the mullein and the echinacea. And so the peppermint, another reason why I love the peppermint is because it kind of opens up your lungs. When you start doing your deep breathing exercises, this is another thing. When you're taking this tincture, like 2 or 3 times a day, or 2 or 3 times every 2 or 3, 4 hours. You're taking it and you're walking around your house. You're doing your deep breathing exercises. You're raising your arms and you're going, I'm breathing deep. And the peppermint opens up your lungs. And you're taking some deep breathing. If you make a salve out of the peppermint, then you're rubbing it on your chest. Like the olden days when you did the Vicks rub, only you're doing peppermint and you're not making it out of anything that's like Vaseline or anything like that. You're not doing that. And you just take deep breaths and, you're just really drinking a lot of water and you're moving around and you're drinking your mullein tea and all that kind of stuff. And you can feel everything just leaving the body. After about the 3rd day, you feel a lot better. You are really feeling much better. So anyway, that's the main reason that I wanted to do this, because you mastered the storm. The storm is over. I mean, usually by, following the recommendation of whoever's prepared this for you, or however you've made it for yourself or your family, you can see, it's safe for children. I made a echinacea blend for my dog. He had a couple of issues I won't go into, but echinacea is even safe for a dog. I really love these herbs because my husband and I, we just were like so tired of going back and forth to the doctor. But this right here helped us get over, and I didn't have to use my inhaler, and I was going back and forth. Used it one time for a whole week, and I was continuing to work. I was continuing to do, and my husband was continuing to do the same thing. I made him a small tincture bottle. He was able to go back and forth to work. He was doing his tincture, but he was able to continue. I think he stayed home one day because he was really tired. He needed a rest. And for me, I have more allergies than I do actual, the cough and cold and stuff like that. So I made me a separate blend of mullein with just a little bit of a peppermint, and that really helped me. The echinacea, the total blend, Master the Storm, I have just really been impressed with it. I haven't used my inhaler in over a year. So, that is just a little testimony to let you know how awesome this is. And it also helps with your joints and your arthritis a little bit. Sometimes it does a little bit better you know, than other times. It just depends, I think, a lot on the weather, you know, but you just have to kind of work with that. And there's other things that you can do, like get some turmeric and stuff like that for that, but we won't get into that. But that is basically the gist of this video. I just wanted to share it with all y'all and let y'all know this is a great blend. Master the Storm is what I'm calling it, because you can master the storm. You don't have to take anything over the counter that's going to harm your internal organs, because all these are really good. There's no side effects to any of this. It's just going to improve everything internally. There's no side effects. And if you have any comments, please leave it below. If you just want to like this video, that's awesome. But I really wish that people would start commenting on these videos to let me know, you know, if what I'm putting together is helping. If you would like to see something else, that would really help me out. But the content that I share, I really want to know if this is something beneficial to you, if you want to see something that, you know, if you're thinking about something else, please let me know and comment, okay? This is Roxana with Garden of Herbs. I hope y'all have a blessed day. Bye for now.